This is the morning of day 4. Probably one of the hardest days we've had was yesterday. It's our biggest miles. And then this morning we're up at 5 o'clock to try to hustle into the town of Laguna because the store there is only open for about 2 hours today. They're open from 9 to 11. So we've got to cover about 7.5 miles in about 5 hours. So, a lot of fun. We can do it, but it's definitely going to be a pain in the butt day. So, I'm going to get this packed up and we're going to get on the road.
How does a PCT hiker do laundry? In the bathtub.
So why do we keep calling Mike Band-Aid? Yeah, that's why. Because he needs Band-Aids all the time. Plus, he's pretty good at putting Band-Aids on other people when they need them too.
Well, we are headed out. We are in Mount Laguna, and we spent the night here at Mount Laguna, and we are now headed back out to where we popped off the PCT, and it's about a half-mile road walk, and then we'll hop right back on where we got off, and hopefully somebody said it's mostly downhill for at least the next day or so, but it's 12:15, so we're getting a late start, so this is definitely going to be a lower mileage day. But we had dinner here last night and then breakfast, well, a late breakfast, early lunch, so we're ready to go. All right, you ready to do this? Gonna crush some miles today?
Yeah.
All right. Turn a corner, and now this is what you see. Instead of hills and rocks and trees, we've come out on the other end, and there is the desert ahead of us. I can do this. Good morning. I don't even know what day it is. It is the 8th. So here is our educational bit for the day. So this is a large rock outcropping, and if you look, you can see there are a couple of near horizontal lines that go through that rock. And then you'll see this white line down below. Let's see, the vertical line or the horizontal lines are right here. They're kind of at an angle, and then this white one right here. So the white one is actually an old fault line that then became mineralized with quartzite. And then the two others above it, you can see those go very, very straight. Those are actually old fault lines. So old places where there was a fault line where we had earthquakes. And if we could extend those all the way across the valley to the other side, we would probably find similar lines over there where that fault line ran. They may be at a little bit different angle because we do have a big igneous pluton that has pushed up and has changed a lot of this. So we're seeing a lot of metamorphosed rocks around here right now. We're out of that big igneous pluton that we were on earlier. That big granite pluton that's pushing up. But beautiful day and beautiful scenery.
Early on day 6, they passed Trail Mile 50. Excellent work. Meanwhile, back in New Mexico with the boys, we went by the botanical gardens in Albuquerque. We saw some amazing plants. We hung out with Nana, and we saw an old farmhouse made out of adobe. They had some Japanese-style gardens, but they also had their spring flower show. And that was indoors, and amazing, amazing, beautiful plants. I got some really good photos with my little camera and my macro lens. They had a kid play area and an aquarium, and by the end of the day, the boys thought they were exhausted. But back on the trail, the hikers were really, really exhausted.
Good morning. So it's Tuesday. We had a brutal uphill hill section yesterday, so actually a couple of them. So we were camped out up on the semi-exposed area, but yesterday the high was 90. I think 88 is actually what it got to. And then today, it's exactly the opposite. Our high is supposed to be like 58 or 59. We had heavy winds all night long, and then it's supposed to get even worse today. Sustained like 18 to 20 with gusts to 30. So that'll make it fun. We've also got a big dry stretch, at least 9 miles, potentially 17 miles. So, and we've got a storm coming in. Let's see. So it's going to make for an interesting day. But we'll get through it. And it's supposed to be mostly trending downhill. So McKenna is breaking camp right now, getting everything taken care of. And we're going to get on the trail here pretty quick.
If you're inside all day, you may not notice the weather as it rolls in or leaves. But when you're on a through hike, you notice everything as the weather comes in and the weather goes, because it affects everything you do and how you make your decisions for the day.
So you're walking along, enjoying the views. Everything's amazing. And then there's this. Just a whole field of flowers.
Normally in the desert, you don't see that many flowers blooming or plants turning green. But this year, with all the rain and snow that has been up in the mountains, California is experiencing a super bloom. We can't always identify everything, but I think those are cherry blossoms, and this looks like a mountain lilac. And of course, we have the quintessential poppies that are all over Southern California this year. You might see them in the news. They also get to see plenty of traditional desert plants like the yucca and some beautiful views. Wow.
Okay, not that you can probably hear anything. This is what 25 to 30 mile an hour winds are like. All right, let's get off this peak. It looks like we dropped down the other side over here, but it's beautiful out here. So green and beautiful.